So, when you hear the word drone, what pops into your head? You probably picture a little buzzing quadcopter with a camera, right? Well, that's just scratching the surface. The sky is truly wide open, and these flying machines are so much more revolutionary than most of us realize. Let's dig in and find out why. So, let's ask the big question. What is a drone, really? Is it a toy? Is it some kind of weapon? A delivery robot? Well, yeah, it can be all of those things. But even that misses the most important part. See, to really get it, we have to stop thinking of them as just flying objects. And this is the key, right here. A drone isn't just a vehicle. It's a sophisticated flying computer system. Its whole purpose is to collect and process massive amounts of data, all from the air. And that one little shift in how you see them, it changes absolutely everything. Okay, so if they're flying computers, we've got to learn to speak their language, right? So let's quickly go over the basic blueprint, the essential lingo for how these incredible machines actually move around in our world. You know, any move a drone makes, no matter how complex it looks, it all boils down to just three actions. You've got pitch, that's tilting forward or backward. You have roll, which is tilting side to side. And then there's yaw, that's just rotating left to right, kind of like shaking your head no. That's it. Every fancy maneuver is just a mix of those three.
All right, next up is the payload. And honestly, this is the whole reason drones even exist. It's the why behind the flight. Could be a super high-res camera, a special sensor for farming, or, a package from Amazon. Whatever it is, the payload is what gives the drone its mission.
Okay, quick tech check, because this one's important. The drone itself, the physical aircraft, that's the UAV, the unmanned aerial vehicle. But when you add in the pilot on the ground, the controller in their hands, and the link between them, that whole setup becomes the UAS, the unmanned aircraft system. The drone's just one piece of a bigger puzzle. These incredible flying systems, they didn't just pop out of nowhere. They've got this long, really fascinating history that stretches all the way from these early, kind of scary weapons of war to the high-tech gadgets we see in our neighborhoods today. Believe it or not, the first hint of this idea goes way back to 1849, when Austria used unmanned balloons loaded with explosives against Venice. Wild, right? But the name drone actually comes from a 1935 British target plane called the Queen Bee. Get it? Drone, Queen Bee. Later, they became super important for reconnaissance in places like Vietnam, but it wasn't until the 2010s that they just exploded into our world. So what lit the fuse on that consumer drone explosion? Well, it was a perfect storm of two amazing pieces of tech. First, powerful but super lightweight LiPo batteries that gave them enough juice to actually fly for a decent amount of time. And second, these teeny tiny super cheap microgyroscopes, the same tech that flips your smartphone screen, which gave them incredible stability. All of a sudden, drones could be small, stable, and cheap enough for anybody. And once that technology was out there, man, things just exploded into a million different directions. Today, it's not like there's just one drone. No, there's a specific design built for almost any job you can think of. So let's break down the four main types you're likely to see out there.
You've basically got four main flavors of drone, and each one is a specialist. First, multi-rotors, like your classic quadcopter. They are the champs of hovering in one spot, which makes them perfect for photography. Then you have fixed-wing drones. They're basically little airplanes built for endurance to map huge areas. Single-rotor drones are essentially mini helicopters, perfect for lifting heavy stuff. And then there's the hybrid VTOLs, which give you the best of both worlds. They take off like a helicopter, but fly like a plane, which is awesome for long-range deliveries.
Okay, so we've got the basics, the history, the different types. Now for the really fun part. What are these things actually doing out in the real world? They've become these data-on-demand machines, and they are completely changing the game in some of our biggest industries. I want to start with a number that it blows my mind. 20 minutes. That's how long it takes a single drone to map a 50-acre construction site. A job that would have taken a whole team of surveyors weeks to do the old-fashioned way. I mean, that's the kind of insane efficiency we are talking about here. And while drones are popping up everywhere, their impact is absolutely massive in three specific areas. First, agriculture, where they're changing the way we grow food. Second, construction, where they're changing how we build our world. And third, public safety and logistics, where they're changing how we save lives and move goods. So take farming, for instance. You can send a drone up with these incredible sensors that can fly over a huge field and spot which specific plants are getting sick or stressed out, stuff that's totally invisible to the human eye. This means farmers can apply treatments with surgical precision only where it's needed. It saves them a fortune in chemicals and makes the crops healthier. It's a total game changer. Then you've got construction, where they're creating something that sounds like it's straight out of science fiction, a digital twin. A drone flies over the whole worksite, snaps thousands of pictures, and software stitches them all together into a perfect, centimeter-accurate 3D model. Managers can see everything, track progress, spot problems, all from their laptop. And this one's a big deal, public safety. Imagine a search and rescue mission after an earthquake or a hurricane. A drone can go where it's way too dangerous or slow for people. They can scan huge areas in no time, using thermal cameras to find someone who's lost, and even deliver first aid. They are literally saving lives. All right, so we've covered the A to Z, the basics, the history, how they're changing the world right now. So what's next? Where does all of this go from here? When you just step back and look at the big picture, it's just incredible. Think about it. In about a century and a half, we've gone from explosive balloons to these autonomous, AI-powered flying computers that are actively reshaping our world. The speed of that change is just staggering. And all of this, every single bit of it, leads to one giant, looming question for all of us. As the tech gets even better and the rules open up, drones could become as common as cars. So what happens when our skies get as busy as our highways? That's the next huge challenge and the next huge opportunity. Something to think about, right? Thanks for tuning in.